Well, good evening, everybody. Today is October the 6th, 2019. And what's pretty exciting is we've been talking about tomorrow since January the 1st. And if y'all remember, that was our Destination Red cruise date, the original cruise date that everybody was going to get to go on. And so, anyway, it's funny how, October 7th through 11th is just kind of in my brain how we've been talking about that. And then, of course, y'all know that they had to do 5 cruises since so many people want it. So I know the first group just got back, and the second group is going tomorrow, and some of them are already down in Miami. So we're excited for them, and I know that we are going on October the 21st. And so I know that first group had a lot of fun. So if it's anything like I've seen on Facebook, I know we're going to have a great time. So they started something on October the 1st with Mary Kay, and it was 31 days of selling. And they wanted us to post on social media every day for 31 days to see if it would make a difference in your business. And, we're on Facebook anyway. We're scrolling. We're looking at what everybody else is doing. And so they gave us a little chart, and it's, for every single day, what they want us to talk about. And so I have done it every single day so far. I know some of you have too. And if you haven't, start now. And you can even go back. And if you want to know what you're supposed to do, just go to In Touch, and then you can look at that. And you just look under news feed, and then you can see 31 days of selling. And so anyway, today it was what came out of my starter kit. And they wanted us to take a picture of our starter kit, or us holding our starter kit, and tell a little bit about what came out of our starter kit. So tonight, I thought it would be fun to share with our directors, with you, from our directors that are on the Boss Babe call tonight, what came out of their starter kit. So what I did is, real quickly, I just put my top 10 things that came out of the starter kit. Now, y'all know when you've been in something a long time, like me, 34 years, I could sit here and talk to you till 1 o'clock in the morning and go, oh, and this came out of my starter kit, and this came out of my starter kit. I mean, it is hard to wrap it up, to do it kind of quick. So I thought, let me just top something up so I don't go on and on and on and on. Because, when it's something you love, it's like asking someone about their grandkids. They could go on and on and on and on and on and on, and they can just tell you some more. And as long as you will listen, they'll keep talking because they love those grandkids so much, right? Sometimes not your kids as much as your grandkids. But anyway, from what I've heard, maybe one day I'll find out. But so I'm going to read you my top 10 things, and I am just going to pull it over here so I can actually get in front of me. Okay, so this is what came out of my starter kit bag. Number 1. Okay, now y'all got to remember, for those of you that don't know, I joined Mary Kay 34 years ago, and I had just graduated from college. And I had been out of college for about 6 months when I tried Mary Kay, and I'd been out of college about 9 months. So I had my very first job. I was working for Harding University, and I was the administrative computer center operator, and I had a facial. And anyway, long story short, I became a consultant after I was a hostess at a party. And so this is the things that I thought back to, my age, and what I was 23 years old when I started. And so the first thing that came out of my starter kit, believe it or not, was something to do in the evenings. Because besides cross stitch, because that was my hobby. I know, and if you know me well, that is like the last thing I would want to do is cross stitch. I don't even know. Cross stitching was kind of popular in the 80s, is all I can tell you. And so I would get home from work and I would cross stitch all kind of stuff. And it was just, that's just what I did. And it was not that exciting, really, to just cross stitch. All right. So it gave me something to do in the evenings. Like a Mary Kay party was a lot more fun than that. Right. Number 2, it gave me goals, because really after college, I took that job and I really didn't have a goal. My goal was to get up and make it to work on time, which was hard. Even though I just came out of college, I never have been a morning person, and just like, to have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, just about kill me. Right. So I had to get up, go to work. I'd be excited because I could take a whole solid hour for lunch. That was exciting. I also got 2 breaks during the day. I got to go to the mailbox and get the mail for our office, which required me to leave and walk across the campus and come back. So I would stretch that out to as long as I could, maybe 15 minutes twice a day. So I would get to go to the mailbox. So that was pretty exciting. So, aren't you like thinking, Cleta, you have no life? I know. So I would get up, I would go to work, and about 10:15, I'd get to go check the mail because we had campus mail too. And then I would get to go to lunch for an hour, and then I would come back, and then about 3:15, I'd get to go check the mail again because I worked in a cubicle with no windows, and it was really, really cold because I had to manage all the computers and these big machines. So they just kept it freezing in there. And I'll tell you something hilarious is they had this file cabinet. I don't know why I'm remembering this, right behind me. And I had this little TV in there. If somehow, I don't even know how I could do this at work, but I would turn on Days of Our Lives and watch it from 1 to 2 every day at work. That hilarious. I can't even believe they let me do that, or maybe they didn't know, but I would turn on my TV and watch Days of Our Lives at work. So that when you know you have no life is when you have to watch Days of Our Lives, right? So, and then I would get off work at 5 o'clock, and I lived right there by the school. So I would get home, and I really just didn't have that much to do. And so this gave me some goals. And, when you're in college, you have goals. You want to graduate from college, right? And I played basketball, so I had goals. I wanted to win a game. I mean, I had things that I was trying to accomplish and do. And then after that first job, and I didn't really love the job, but at the time, I had just got married. My husband was going to school there, so we got a discount. So that's the job I took. My thoughts for my life were not that. It was to move to Dallas, Texas, and work for a big accounting firm. But that's not what happened. Your life does not go in the direction you think sometimes. But anyway, so Mary Kay gave me some goals, and it gave me some excitement in my life. My things are out of order. So anyway, another reason is to dress up. Long dresses, even wearing like my makeup really good, wearing jewelry, all that was really not a part of my life before Mary Kay. I came out of more of a sports atmosphere, and I played basketball, so I just really real casual, just really t-shirt, sweatshirt, shorts, whatever. And I did wear a dress to church Sunday morning, but that was it, period. Never dressed up. Okay. And so with Mary Kay, I had the opportunity to wear dresses for my parties. But then not only that, it's like when I would go to seminar and stuff, they would have these events where we would dress up, like cocktail dresses, long dresses, and that was a lot of fun. And then of course we won a ton of jewelry. And I literally had one little pair of earrings and one little silver turquoise ring. And I wore that every single day. Like I never changed my jewelry. I only had those two pieces. I just was not a jewelry person. And now if you saw my jewelry closet now, you would not believe it. So, that really just added a lot. Okay. Another is the friendships that I've made in Mary Kay. When you work a regular job, you really have no need to meet other women and reach out to them and exchange phone numbers. As a matter of fact, if you're not in Mary Kay, that might even seem weird. People be like, no, I'm not going to give you my phone number, especially this day and age, right? And so in Mary Kay, you really have a reason to be friendly and to meet people and to exchange numbers and to develop new relationships. And so all of my best friends, they're all in Mary Kay, every single one of them. And I met them through Mary Kay, aside from my family members. I mean, it's just amazing how that is. And they're really good quality women. And they're women that sharpen me. And not only are they fun to be around, but they make me a better person. So the friendships, can't put a price tag on it. Okay. Another reason is the car program, a new car. When I won my first car, I had been in Mary Kay 3 years, and my car was about 8 years old, maybe 8.5, and it had it. I wasn't one of these people that came from having a nice car to winning a car with Mary Kay. I needed a car. My car was on its last leg, over 200,000 miles. I had a little hole in the floorboard. I mean, seriously, that car, I can't even tell you when it came in. The new car smell, everything about it. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, I cannot believe I have a new car. I mean, it was just amazing. And then, of course, I've won 16 since I've been in Mary Kay now. And it does not get old every 2 years to just trade out that 2-year-old pink Cadillac for a brand new one. and the new car smell. Just the other day, I said, my car still smells new. I've had it since July the 1st of this year. So pretty awesome. And let me just say, it's kind of nice that I don't have to worry about car payments or very little insurance. They just take it out of my check. So like they pay about 80-something% of your insurance, which is pretty fabulous as well. Okay. Another reason is the travel. Before Mary Kay, I did travel from Georgia to Arkansas to go to school. And every now and then we would go to Six Flags over Georgia, which was in Atlanta, or Six Guns Territory, which was in Waycross, Georgia. and then we would go to the beach a couple hours away. And that is it. I mean, like my very first plane trip was to fly home from Arkansas to go home and see my family in Georgia. And so, I just was not a traveler. I mean, I had been to a couple of places, but really nothing. So it started with the trips to seminar in Dallas. We would fly to Dallas for seminar. And it was amazing, like to get in and stay in really nice hotels. Before Mary Kay, I would stay in the cheapest motel. I didn't know the difference between motel and hotel that I could find because I didn't have any money. I remember one time my sister and I were traveling and we found a gas station that was a Phillips 66, and I don't even know how we did it because we had no money. We just had our daddy's credit card that had a Phillips 66 gas card. And literally we'd split a $1 hamburger at McDonald's. And I remember we went to this one gas station that somehow we could spend the night on that Phillips 66 card. I do not know how we did it, but we stayed in a hotel. We didn't have clothes, so I bought a t-shirt from the gas station, and it smelled like smoke, but that's what we wore. I mean, isn't that funny, the things you remember? But anyway, so we got to actually stay in nice hotels in Dallas, like ritzy places. I'm like, this is for the rich. And so it opened my eyes to a new way of thinking, a new way of living. And of course, then as a sales director for 30 years, we've been able to fly at all these different locations to the West Coast, Los Angeles, San Diego, Long Beach, all these beautiful places in California, and then Central America, or not Central America, but Central United States of America, in Texas and Houston, San Antonio, New Orleans, and then of course to the South End, where we go down to Miami and to Orlando. We're going this year, and Atlanta, and just beautiful, wonderful trips with Leadership Conference with all the sales directors and the things that we get to do and see while we're there. And then about 7 years ago, I started winning the top director trips, and so I was able to fly across the country, and like to not our country, but foreign countries like China, Rome, London, Vancouver, Buenos Aires, Argentina, go to Maui, go to Alaska, Oahu that we just got back from, in Lanai. I mean, it's just, who gets to do that? I know I never would have been able to do that, nor would I even thought that I wanted to. You know what I mean? I'm like, people, people do travel now more than they did when I was, a young woman. But I mean, just the experiences of seeing that there's a big world out there, more than just little South Georgia and little Arkansas that I lived in. And so traveling has been amazing. The income has been huge for me because since I've been selling Mary Kay, about 13 years of me selling Mary Kay, I've been single, just supporting myself. No other income, no, baby daddy check or nothing like that. just me to support myself with my Mary Kay business. And I'm so thankful that in times that I needed more money, I knew what I had to do. I hold a couple more skincare classes. And I could always support myself. I never had to move back in with my mom and dad and say, you know what, I can't do this. I was always able to make the check to support myself with my business, which has been really, really nice now. Number 9 is self-improvement. Being in Mary Kay, I've had the opportunity to grow as a person. I was given the opportunity to even speak at seminar in front of about 8,000 people. And, when you do things that make you nervous, it stretches you and it grows you as a person. And so had the opportunity to speak to a lot of different conferences and, of course, do calls like this and other things that has helped my self-esteem, my self-confidence. It's helped me with different skills that I have in life and has made me be able to transfer those gifts and talents that I have to other women too and encourage them. And I love that. I love that I'm in a company that I can do that, and let's not forget about diamonds. most people in their life, you have one diamond, and that is what, when you get married, you have your engagement ring, right? I mean, that is like a normal thing. Every now and then you might get these little tiny diamond studs, but most people just don't get a bunch of diamond rings unless you just are the rich, right? And so Mary Kay, it's funny, I don't even have them on today, but I did win this one. But just able to win diamond rings that are just beautiful, beautiful jewelry from the company, beautiful designer handbags and things like that. So just kind of like Cinderella gifts is what I say. And then finally, for me, and it's really one of the most important things, is I've had a closer relationship with the Lord after being in Mary Kay for all these years. The company's God, family, and career. God first, family second, career third. And for me, the people that have mentored me in my Mary Kay business that I have clung to the most have been the godly women that really knew the scriptures better than me and knew how to apply them. And it made me dive into the scriptures more and learn more about God and about Jesus. And even though I was raised as a Christian, I went to a Christian school, I just think that working in a company that allows you to talk about it and you hear it a lot, you're going to get stronger in your faith. And so I'm so eternally grateful that I'm in a company that I can share my products that I love. I can share my love of people, and I can share my faith as well. And so that's pretty special. And, to me, had I known that that is what's going to come out of that little starter kit bag that I bought with those few samples in there, and now it's so much more than we got back then. I mean, I would have, paid 4 times that, there's not a price tag that I could have paid on that starter kit. And, a lot of times we have guests that are looking into the business, and they if they knew what we knew, right? If they knew what we knew, they would not hesitate to sign the dotted line online and buy that $100 starter kit. I mean, they would do it. It's like, why wouldn't you do it, right? And so those are just a few of the things that have come out of my starter kit. And I would like to hear a few of the things that came out of these other director starter kits that we know and that we love on our Boss Babe call. So I'm going to unmute Janna, and I'm going to let her. This is Janna Strunk. She's a sales director of Kansas, and so I'm going to let her tell you what came out of her starter kit.
Hello. Cleta, can you hear me okay?
I can.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so I started my Mary Kay business 16 years ago, May 23rd. And the reason why I started was just because I love the products. And secretly, not many people know this story, but I loved the products for years. And there were people that I'd heard of that I went to high school with that were earning cars. And I'm very, very competitive. And I heard of a gal that I knew that earned a car, and I thought, well, I bet she could do what I bet I could do anything that she could do. But I thought you had to be invited to start a Mary Kay business. So if you're watching this tonight and you have an idea that you're thinking, you know what, I really feel like I would be great at that, talk to your girlfriend that invited you to watch this, because we want you. She might be intimidated by you. Just ask her, just say, you know what, I think I'd be interested in doing what you do. So anyway, so I had that little chip on my shoulder. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to sell Mary Kay, but I do love the products. And so my consultant kept asking me, she kept saying, you could be getting your products for a discount. She must have known my hot button, because I love a great product for a sale price. And so, but she didn't give me sale price. But, I knew that when I started my Mary Kay business, I could get my products for a discount. I could be using Mary Kay for half price and make a 50% profit on anything that I sold. And so, finally, she just wore me down. I said, okay, whatever, Debbie, I'll do it. So I signed the agreement, and I didn't even know I was going to get a starter kit for $100. I just thought I was going to get a privilege to purchase my Mary Kay for a discount, which would have been totally worth it. And now the starter kits are so much better. Oh my gosh. The bag is cute. It's just smaller than my crazy big bag was. And I just got samples. Now they get full-size product, like over like $400 or something worth of full-size products, mirrors, trays, all these fun things. And so that was my, obviously my first thing that I got out of it was a sale price discount for me for life. Okay, so I did make my list too, because otherwise I will go on and on forever. Okay, number 2, time with my kids. So I was working a full-time job. I had been in telemarketing for 10 years. And then I started selling headstones and granite countertops. And so I did that because I was tired of drama. I was tired of the drama working in corporate America, and they offered me a job, and I was working all by myself, making great money. And then I thought, you know what? Who wants to read obituaries for the rest of your life? And I'm never going to get promoted. I'd have to start like lumping these stones to the cemetery and carving them out myself or be the owner. And I didn't have any desire to do that. And so I'd started Mary Kay, of course, for that discount, but I also saw the opportunity to progress in the company at my own pace if I wanted to. And so that really excited me. But time with my kids. So I didn't have kids when I started Mary Kay, but then I got pregnant about 6 months into the journey. And so I thought, you know what? I don't know what kind of mom I'm going to want to be. I don't know what this is going to look like. And so I started working my Mary Kay business more consistently. And I'm so glad that I did, because once my son Gavin was born, I thought, oh my gosh, God did not give me this child so I could take them to childcare and I could be paying this much for childcare. And I'm going through sleep deprivation, and my baby's looking at somebody else like that's his mama. No, that's not how this game is going to get played. I love my child. And so soon my husband even recognized, he said, you know what, something's got to give here. And I thought, he better not say Mary Kay or we're going to have trouble. But anyway, he said, you're happy when you come home from your Mary Kay things. What about doing that full time? Because it just makes sense. Because he said, here you are, you're paying for childcare, you're driving to town, you're losing all this rest. And so I'm like, praise God. So I have had, that opportunity to work from home. I still worked, but I worked from home. And so I spent more time with my children. And now the blessing is I have 2 boys, and I have the opportunity to wake up, get them ready for school in the morning, make sure that they have a hot breakfast. I do have a policy that I schedule things around picking my kids up from school. Some days they ride the bus, and that's totally okay. But you know what? When I pick them up from school, that has built a strong relationship. And they will tell you things right after school that they won't tell you after an hour. And so, I love that opportunity to choose what I want to do with my family. I guess the third thing would be personal growth, because, sometimes you're just around negative people, or I don't know where it comes from, but you have these thoughts, and you have these thoughts that are defeating. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not cute enough. No way, Jose. So with Mary Kay, that has all changed. I've learned to grow personally. I've learned to, through listening to, motivational speakers and different things, that has changed. Now, I will tell you that the key to my personal growth all started when I was an independent beauty consultant, and my independent sales director, very, very strong woman of faith. She never asked me to go to church. She never pressured me to change churches or anything like that. But she did help me grow in my faith. She challenged me to do a 90-day challenge. And I said, well, what's that? And she said, spend 15 minutes with the Lord every morning and journal. And, that set me on a track to amazing things. I would study scripture, and she would quote scripture, and then I'd get hungry for it. I'd say, where's that at? She said, it's in the Bible. This is the scripture. I'd say, well, can you tell me what that is again? And I'll write it down. She said, I'll tell you the scripture and you go find it. And so it's almost like I was just hungry for that. And so that was amazing. And so, I've learned how to control my thoughts. I've learned how to grow personally so much. And I love helping other people do that as well. That is just an extra bonus. Number 4 would be relationships. The amazing clients. Okay, so initially when you start a Mary Kay business, you have your clients. And so I loved building relationships with them. And I also love the opportunity to get in there and help someone feel better about themselves. There's something happens when you help someone feel better about themselves, when they look at themselves differently, they're building confidence right then and there. It doesn't take 50 pounds of weight loss and, a makeover show and a haircut. Sometimes it just needs to be them looking at themselves a little bit differently and, pampering themselves a little bit and accentuating their beautifulness and maybe some compliments. I love to compliment women when I'm in their space. So the relationships start with the clients, but then it also carries over to your team members. And then, when you grow in the company and you have sister sales directors, that's when the relationships, wow, it just gets stronger and bigger and more amazing, you guys. And so the culture in Mary Kay is the best. I've had some tragedies that happen in my life since I've been in Mary Kay. And the first people that I call to reach out to are my sisters in Mary Kay because I know that they're there. There's no judgment. There's prayer. There's just a surrounding of love and acceptance. And you know what? When you fail, it's like your Mary Kay sister doesn't say, how dare you? How come you did that? They say, hey, it's all right, girl. Let's figure out how to do it better next time. So I love that. Okay, number 5, harmony in my life. Okay, I know I already talked about God a little bit, but he deserves a lot more. So harmony in my life looks like this. I want to be able to get up and have my quiet time with the Lord, maybe with a cup of coffee, maybe watching the sunrise. I want to be able to be with my kids. I want to be able to help them get to school and create that relationship strong. I want to be able to exercise, and I want to be able to work hard, and I want to be able to build relationships with other people. And I'm smart enough, and I think that all of you are, that you can be trusted with your time. And so you can create perfect harmony. And I love that. It's just the flexibility is amazing, but I love the harmony that you can create. So number 6 is 6 cars in Mary Kay, including the most recent pink Cadillac that we just earned. Woohoo! So we've earned 3 Chevy Equinoxes, 3 pink Cadillacs. And you guys, how much money? I've been driving free cars since 2009. Okay, so if we added up the insurance alone or the tags and taxes, holy smokes, I never had a brand new car until Mary Kay. In fact, right before Mary Kay, I think I was driving a $1,000 beater because I told my husband, I got to have a brand new Mary Kay car, and the only way we're going to do it is make me suffer. So I'm telling you, I love going in and getting that new car. In fact, recently, I know I'm dressed in like football attire because I just walked in from a football game. So my son Garrett, a few weeks ago, he got sick in our Equinox, and we were going to the game, and he got sick to his stomach. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, get a new car. They were just teasing on Facebook. And I said, oh, I am qualifying for one right now. I know I've only had this one for 9 months, but it's okay. So, and it's really funny because it's amazing. Every 2 years, get a new car. It's just crazy. So the savings is crazy. I know the last pink Cadillac I was driving with my car discounts, I was only paying $30 a month for my insurance. $30 a month. That's crazy. I don't care who you are. Okay, next, diamonds and prizes. So diamonds and prizes, Mary Kay spoils us royally. And I know Cleta has got a monster ring that I covet in the most holy way. And I'm telling you, I've got this triple star necklace that I'm very fond of. And I'm not the type of person to say, oh, well, how much is that worth? Because Mary Kay gave it to me as a prize, and that's amazing. But I did have a girlfriend when I earned that first triple star necklace. She said, hey, what's the appraisal on that? And I said, I get an appraisal? And she said, yeah, they'll send you one. And so just the necklace with the first loop was appraised at over $2,100 for a necklace. Who gets those types of perks for just 1 year? You know, my sister works for a bank, and she got a little clock after 25 years. I'm like, oh my gosh, no thank you. I don't want a ham. And when I was working for that company that I worked for before Mary Kay, they gave me a men's jacket for Christmas 1 year. I'm like, ooh, baby, I wonder where I'm going to wear this to. So anyway, it's just the funny things. I love that Mary Kay gives us princess prizes, you guys. So that is so, so fun. Okay, next, trips. I love leadership and all of the things that we get to travel to. Cleta already covered all of that, you guys. So I'm not going to talk more about that. But the most recent Bahama cruise, when you can earn a Bahama cruise, that's amazing. So that is so fun. Next, I have the opportunity to help other people. And what I mean by that is the people that we mentor and coach on our team, or the people we invite to join us, I'm a people helper. And so I love helping people grow personally and financially. And I love that with Mary Kay, we have an opportunity to do that. And you guys, so many times in corporate America, if you wanted to move up or excel or grow personally and financially, it was all top secret. It's like, shh, oh, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I can't tell you because you might get a promotion and I do not. But with Mary Kay, we all get promoted. And so I love that opportunity because that's priceless when you can help someone else. that I think is priceless. And last but not least is the confidence. The confidence. Okay, so when I first started Mary Kay, they said something about doing parties. I'm like, I hope I don't have to do parties because I don't want to do that if that's part of the deal. And they said, no, you're not required to, but that's where you would make money. And so I said, okay, whatever. I've already got a job. So anyway, my confidence grew because you guys, what I didn't tell people is that I was scared to speak in front of 3 to 5 people because I didn't want to look foolish if I made a mistake. And so, you know what? I started my Mary Kay business, and I started with just a few people at a time, and it grew from there. And you guys, it was really kind of scary then, like 5 years later, when the Lord kind of put it on my heart that I was supposed to be lecturing at church. And so, you know what? I knew that if I pushed through that fear, it would help me grow so much. It would help my confidence. And so I started doing that. And it all started because of Mary Kay, you guys. And so now sometimes you just can't take the microphone away from me because I love to speak. I love it, love it, love it. It's so much fun. So, and another funny story is that when I was going through DIQ, my biggest concern was that I was going to have to drive in Dallas or to Dallas, Texas by myself. I had this fear of driving long distances by myself. I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so it was just something right here that I had to overcome. But you guys, I travel by myself all the time. And you know what? It gives me peace. And I just love overcoming obstacles in life. And so that's about it. That's about all I've got. But you know what? There were so many more things that came in that starter kit, but I'm just going to stop with 10.
It's hard to stop, isn't it, Janna? I love it. And you know what? It's so funny about the driving by yourself, because I was have driven all over America by myself, and this is before GPS. It's when I had to have a map. Like I would go to the gas station, and when I get to a new state like Tennessee, and I'd get a map, and then I'd have to find it and actually look at like road signs, and it's hilarious how good we got it now. And so, but it does. And I remember though, people would go, "You're going where by yourself?" I'm like, yes. And I mean, I didn't think anything about it. It's just, it is funny, that confidence. So thank you. I love every single thing you said. Okay, we're going to go to Laurie next. Laurie, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. So many of the things that are on my list, Cleta and Janna already covered as well. But I'll tell you one thing I don't think they mentioned specifically, and that is money. Money came in my starter kit because whenever we do have a party, we make 50% of what we sell, and that is unparalleled compared to other people and other direct selling companies. And so just for example, I got 2 text messages Thursday, I believe it was. And so after work, I delivered $460 worth of product in about 20 minutes time after, at the end of my work day. So I made an extra $230, just from 2 text messages. And so granted, those are longtime customers of mine, and those come through the parties and the facials, and I love meeting new customers, but I like Janna said, having those long established relationships with customers that have been with you for a while as well, and to the point that they trust you with everything in the line. And I like the fact that I can have inventory on my shelf, because that's, to me, that's how you get that level of reorder business, is when they know they can text you and I've got everything right there on my shelf, can pull it right off and take it to them. And that's just, it gives me so much comfort that I can just do that immediately and satisfy them, and it ties them to me. So, so money came in my starter kit too, even though that wasn't why I signed up to do Mary Kay to start with. It's definitely something that keeps us all going day after day after day. So, and also two free cars. The use of 2 free cars came in my starter kit. So that is awesome. And like they said, the jewelry, I actually looked at my appraisal on the ring that I won this last year. And, I didn't know what it was worth. I just thought it was cute. But it was $975 for the quarter sales ring. And so, not many other jobs do that. So the prizes are great, the jewelry's great, and I don't have nearly as much as Cleta does, but I do have lots of jewelry back there too that I've won over 23 years of being in Mary Kay, and it's just nice to have that kind of stuff. So, but one of the things, the first thing that I'd written down was what came in my starter kit was fun. And that is because my first experience as an adult, now my mom did take me to a Mary Kay person for a makeover when I first started wearing makeup, but as an adult was to do a glamour photo shoot. And it was, back when it was back, 23 years ago. So we were all dolled up with the big hair and the boas and the leather jackets, and it was just so much fun that night. And I can't remember if Cleta was there. I know it was Connie's, but I can't remember if you were there too. But I had 2 or 3 of my girlfriends that I wanted to come with me, and it was just such a stress reliever because I've always kind of had kind of stressful jobs, and it was just so much fun. And so that's really when I found out you could do something like that and save money on taxes too for having a home-based business. That's what came out of my starter kit as well. And then some of the friends, just like Cleta said, my closest friends are in Mary Kay. And, Ken and I were talking as we were going down the road the other day and just talking about the people that we naturally call and the people that we associate with. The people that I'm friends with in Mary Kay are the people that, like Janna said, when you have tragedies and big things in your life, usually they're the ones that I call to pray with me. Not necessarily the people that I go to church with every day or every week, but it's my Mary Kay sisters that are the ones that's the first one that I call. And so the friendships, not only with my sister directors and sister consultants, but also with my customers. My other, just one of the people that comes to mind right now is she's a very good customer of mine that I would have never met had it not been for Mary Kay. And now we are very close, as well as the people that have come on my team over the years from coming to the parties that I've had. And these are people that I talk with every single week, and we just help each other be better. And so another thing that came in my kit are choices. And the fact that I can choose to work a little bit more to reach a goal, or to purchase something that we need for the home, or to go on another vacation or something like that, I can make a choice to move up my business. I can make a choice to reach another career goal. And so many people don't have those choices. They don't have the choice to when a transmission goes out on a vehicle, and they can't just go and hold a few parties and make the money that they need. What are they going to do? 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, they're going to have to put it on their credit card and then take months to pay it off. And so it's just so nice that we have that flexibility, and not only for ourselves, but we can give that choice to other people by sharing the opportunity. And so that's a great thing that I think came in my kit. And like Cleta mentioned, the travel and all the different places that we've been to is just so great. But then as far as other kind of non-financial or non-concrete tangible things is the self-development mindset and the emotional intelligence that came in the starter kit, because you do have to get some grit about you when you run your own business. And it's different than when you work for somebody else. You go there at 8 o'clock, you go to your break, you go to your lunch, you leave at the end of the day. You have to develop that grit when you get those no's, or when you need to overcome something to reach another goal. That really comes in your starter kit, and it's not something that comes naturally to a lot of people. We have to dig deep to get that, and part of that comes from those sisterhood relationships that we form in coming to your sales meetings and doing things like this. Being able and being willing to be on a call so that you can better yourself. That is the person that's one step further in their business, and they really want to develop that grit. So that self-development mindset. And then the last thing that I had written down ahead of time was leadership skills. And it's just a mindset of continual learning. And it's really, when you develop that, it really bleeds over into every area of your life. I believe that I've raised my children differently because of being a Mary Kay, and because of being around people that help me be better, and they help me to want to reach a better goal. And just, I constantly read leadership books and those kind of thing, and devotionals and things like that help me be stronger, help me be a better Christian, a better wife, a better mother, a better friend. And so just being associated with people that you aspire to be like, and just even being on the call and the other directors that are here, it's like just listening to you guys speak week after week after week, it encourages me. And so it just, and I just, feel sorry for people that aren't in the pink bubble, or either that are in our units that are not necessarily plugged in. And then they can sometimes be out there thinking they're by themselves, but they're not, because there's a source right here that you can plug into. And I just feel sorry for people that don't have it. And so that really came in my kit that I would have never imagined 23 years ago. But I'm so, so thankful that I took a chance and bought $100 starter kit. And like Janna said, those big pink cases with all those little tubes was very different than this awesome sleek bag that we have right now with $400 worth of product. So much more immediately comes in your kit, and then all this other stuff comes for you as you want it as well.
So true. So true. I love that. And you know what came to me while you were talking? This would be a really fun guest event sometime, is we could do a throwback to the 90s and do a glamour shot. Like literally get the tube tops out, get our feather boas and our jean jackets, and have a photographer come in and do, and like a hairdresser, and do big hair glamour shots. I think it'll be hilarious. So I think we need to do that one Saturday just for fun, and just say, you missed the 90s? Come on, we're going to show you how much fun we used to have.
Well, so, I have to tell you, we did a 70th birthday party for my mom a couple of years ago, and guess what picture we put had big and blown up
her glamour shot?
It was her glamour shot from that night.
I love it. I love it. We had the biggest hair, you guys. We used to say the bigger the hair, the smaller the butt. So the bigger your butt was, the bigger your hair had to be. Now I don't even know what you did. We had shoulder pads too. So like, I don't know. We all looked thinner back then. But anyway, well, thank you, Laurie. I love all of your points. Beautiful. Well spoken. Okay, let's go. We're going to do Rosie next, and then Sayla. So, Rosie, you're unmuted.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, awesome. I've just been sitting back here and just enjoying all the stories. I mean, I've heard some of the things before, but I'm just sitting here just kind of fascinated by your stories, all of you that have spoken so far. And I think I have a little bit different story to tell. When I started Mary Kay, I was 56 years old. I had already had a successful career as a kindergarten teacher. I was a really good kindergarten teacher. I'm very confident to say I was a really good kindergarten teacher. I started because I wanted a discount. No intention of ever having a party or doing anything like that. But I kind of need to back up a little bit. When I was teaching, I taught at the same school for about 27 years. It was also the school that I'd gone to as a child. We didn't have kindergarten then, but from first grade through 12th grade, this is the school I attended. This is the school my children attended. It's a school that one of my grandchildren is attending right now. At the same school was my sister, and my sister was 10 years older than me. And even though there was a huge age difference, we were like just best friends. I became a teacher before her, and she elected to kind of just stay home. She was a stay-at-home mom. And I'd probably been teaching about 10 or 15 years when she went back to school and became a teacher. And it was always kind of a joke with me that, she had to follow in my footsteps, because I always kind of followed in her footsteps, but I would tease her and say, you just wanted to be like me, you wanted to be a teacher like me. And anyway, so that was kind of my life. I saw my sister every day, even though she taught older children and I taught kindergarten. It was a small school. Anyway, so fast forward just a little bit, and that was kind of my life. In April of 2008, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And that was a really, really rough time for our entire family. So it just really was. And I don't want to go into all the details, but the regular chemo, radiation, everything like that, she was already stage 4 at the time it was just diagnosed. And there was really nothing to do other than try to prolong her life. And anyway, she died early Christmas morning in December 25th, 2008. And when I went back to school after Christmas break, it was really difficult, very, very difficult. So not only had I lost, my sister, my best friend, my coworker, and things just jobs where I worked, we were extremely close. I mean, there were some years that I was probably not as close to some people as others, but some of my best friends are still people I've talked with. Some of my team members are people that I taught with in the 1990s, you know. So I think in that capacity, I had some good friends there. But when I went back, it was really difficult. And I remember in March going in and talking to the principal and just saying that I just couldn't stay there anymore. That I just, you know, I just couldn't do it. And basically, I told him that I was going to retire, or I was going to resign at the end of the school year. And the principals, we had co-principals then, and they said, rather than do that, would you be willing to take another position? And I said, well, like what? And so basically a job was kind of created for me, which was pretty cool. And I became a school business administrator, which meant that it was a Catholic school. So I showed people around the school. I went over the cost of tuition. I managed the tuition. I managed like aftercare funds, lunch money, stuff like that. I also did publicity for the school, and I can't remember what else now. Anyway, I had like 3 or 4 jobs rolled into one, and it was okay. It was a job, but it wasn't near as satisfying to me as when I taught. I mean, I knew my day in the sun was gone as far as teaching. I didn't want to teach anymore. But when I was a teacher, I felt like I had a real sense of purpose. I felt like I was making a difference in people's lives. When you look somebody in the eye and tell them, you know, they owe so much money, I just didn't feel like I was making a difference. I just didn't like that role. And anyway, so when I joined Mary Kay, I guess I didn't know what I was looking for. I was looking for a discount, but what I got, and I think what I got the most out of Mary Kay, is a sense of sisterhood. And nobody will ever take Chris's place, and that's for sure. But what I have found are friends that I know that I could talk to. You know, if there's a health emergency in my family, or I just want to tell good news. It's really, you know, when someone you love dies, it's not just the bad stuff you miss telling them. You miss picking up the phone and telling them when something good happens, you know. And I don't have that anymore. And so that was something I really, really didn't know. I mean, I knew I missed her, but I didn't realize how much I missed the whole atmosphere of sisterhood. And along with sisterhood, of course, came fun, because my sister and I were really silly and goofy, and that's how we had fun. We always said that when we knew that our husbands were going to die ahead of us, we had it all planned. They were going to die before us, and we were going to be the Golden Girls, and we were going to live together. We were going to travel and do all this stuff. And then she went and messed up all the plans. And but anyway, through Mary Kay, I have met so many wonderful women. And like I said, I think for me, that was something that I didn't realize how much I needed. The other thing I kind of alluded to already is a sense of purpose. When I taught kindergarten, I felt like I was making a difference. I felt like I was serving a purpose. Not only was I teaching children, you know, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but we were a Catholic school, so I was able to teach them about God. Unlike other jobs where you can't talk about Jesus, you can't talk about things like that, I could in my job. And it was a real pleasure to do that with children and to see things through their eyes and to take them to church and things like that. And I just wasn't getting that through my second job at the school. With Mary Kay, I do feel a sense of purpose. I do feel I'm making a difference. And another thing, I guess I just felt like it gave me a new beginning. I remember in my mind thinking, God, 56, you know, who in their right mind would start another career when they're 56? I mean, like, I thought that was ancient. Now that I'm 60, 56 sounds lots younger. But anyway, I also remember thinking, you know, if somebody had told me that they thought they were too old at 56 to start something new, I would have laughed and said, what are you talking about? You're not too old. You're never too old to start anything. So why would I feel differently about myself? So, I took the plunge and I did it, never intending to sell. And less than a year later, I was the sales director driving a new car. And with that came a big challenge. And not, some of you already kind of know this, but, lots of people have support in the Mary Kay business. I'm not saying I didn't have support, but my family wasn't all that thrilled about me doing this. And the more they kind of, in a way, made fun of it or kind of passed it off, the more determined I became. And I love a challenge. And so through Mary Kay, I feel like I've challenged myself to be a better person. I feel like I've grown in my relationship with the Lord, and I just kind of told my family, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do, and I just went ahead and did it. So anyway, I didn't mean to go on so long. A lot of the other things that you've already talked about, traveling, things like that, of course, they're part of the kit. I'm still going to work on earning the diamond rings. But like I said, for me, the most important thing at this point in my life has been the sisterhood. So anyway, thank you all. It was really great to hear your stories as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. I didn't know that whole story of you with your sister. So I'm so glad to get to know that about you. And I can see where it would just fill a void, and your sister was such a large part in your life. It takes a lot of Mary Kay sisters to fill that void that one woman was in your life. So, and like you say, she'll never be replaced, but it's nice to have your backup sisters, right? And so thank you for sharing that with us. I love your whole story. You just got the biggest heart. We're just so glad you're a director with us. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up with Sayla, and Sayla is one of my offspring sales directors, like Laurie, and she and I go way back. So I'm going to unmute Sayla. She's just called in. So I'll unmute her and let her share.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, I can. Let her share a little bit about what came in her starter kit.
Cleta?
Yep, go ahead. I can hear you. I could.
Hello?
Now, Sayla, I can hear you. Sayla, can you hear us?
Cleta?
Yep, I can hear you. Let me text her and just tell her I can hear her. Hang on. Hang on, let me get her on here. Okay, I just told her we can hear her, so.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you I couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, everybody. My starter kit brought me so many things, like all of the directors before me, but my starter kit brought me the ability to own my own business without a huge startup cost. It brought me more fun and laughter than I really think I deserved. It brought me a positive attitude in a world of naysayers, and it has brought me the ability to create financial freedom when paycheck to paycheck really seemed to be my only option. It has brought me strength and desire to be better when good enough seemed to be okay. And it has truly brought me a stronger walk with the Lord, my Lord and Savior, through all of life's ups and downs. It has brought me the best friends of a lifetime that would have been forever strangers. It has brought me lots of hope after many heartaches, and it has brought me bounce back ability after every fall. It brought me a new Mary Kay car with endless miles when a barely getting by car was all I could see. It has brought me an amazing environment to grow and stretch and set goals and miss goals and then hit them and then be applauded along the way. It has allowed me to raise 3 children who believe they can achieve anything because they were raised in a yes I can Mary Kay household. It has brought me the desire to be better and stronger each day because of the women that I am surrounded by. And last but not least, it brought me a no-limit life with the best friends and bright future in a be all you can be, yes I can, getting stronger everyday company.
Okay. Sayla, you just wrapped that up with a bow. Very, very tidy, neat and tidy. Sayla's always been an inspiration to our area and the things that she's gone through and the things she's overcome, and just her stick-to-itiveness when things happen in life. And, really, if you've been in Mary Kay for more than a day, you have things that happen to you, and you have deaths in your family, you have illnesses in your family, you have accidents. I mean, there's just things that happen to all of us, and it's so nice to have a support system like Mary Kay, where other jobs, the first person you may not call would be your coworker sitting next to you. You know what I mean? You'd call your family and help you to have some good friends. But in Mary Kay, we have just so much support, so much support. So, Sayla, thank you for wrapping it up for us tonight. I just want to thank all the sales directors for just thank y'all for sharing your heart tonight and sharing your story. And each of us are different, and yet we're the same because we love our Mary Kay business. We want to grow. We're not 100% satisfied with where we are, except for Janna today, because Janna 6 days ago finished a big goal of winning that pink Cadillac. She had a great production month and recruiting month, and just she did over 11,000, I believe, the very last day of the month in wholesale. So proud of Janna and her Rise unit. They definitely have rise and shine. They have risen and are shining, and we cannot wait to just see those pictures when that pink Cadillac comes in, Janna. And you made it happen. You did not just see if it was going to happen. You got busy and you did not give up. And it's not easy. Anybody could look and say, you know what, that's way, I can't do 11,000 in one day when normally I might not do 11,000 in the whole entire month, right? And she has been doing more than that in the month, obviously, but it just shows what you can do if you don't give up and you get your unit on a roll. So I just want to applaud you, Janna, and all your whole unit, and what y'all did to finish up. We're just so proud of you. We're so proud of you and your unit, and there's no one more deserving than you. And I just thank for, just that example that you showed us, because you guys, if you want something bad enough, you will keep working for it. And she worked. And then God showed out and showed up. Right, Janna? So I'm going to unmute Janna for a minute. And Janna, if you want to just end the Boss Babe call with just your words of how it felt on September the 30th at, I think you finished at 11 p.m. She didn't tell everybody, but just share, if you want to share a little bit, and then we will end the call as soon as you close us out with that.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so it was something else. Okay, so if anybody knows me, and Rosie's probably over there giggling because she has been with me through lots of end of the months and end of big goals and end of Cadillacs. And so I am a person that I want to finish early. And so on Sunday, we set out on Sunday, I'm like, okay, we're going to do it. You guys, everything that went wrong could go wrong. And you know what? I took away a lesson from that because I couldn't get on my computer. I had to call Apple support. I was on the phone with Apple support for a couple of hours. My mouse broke. I had to go. I went and bought a new mouse, and I went and bought the new mouse. And then I got on with Apple support because the mouse that I bought wouldn't work. And so through it all, this was so dead, I guess, that it just needed an hour charge. Anyway, so there was anything that could go wrong, did go wrong. And we had probably less than 500 in production come in on Sunday. Not kidding. And generally, I do like to honor God and make sure that I do have a day of rest and a day of praise and things like that. I work Sunday nights, but I also take off Saturday nights. So anyway, so nothing happened Sunday. I was a little bit of a nervous wreck, but I also had a strength and confidence that if this was to be, that God would, and if I got to work, and if I continued to press on, that it would happen. And so you guys, sometimes it doesn't, I'm looking around here because I have a date book that has a list. It had a list on the side of who committed to ordering. And guess what? Not all of that happened. but some other people did step up and place orders. So we just don't know what it's going to look like. You just have to trust. You have to be strategic. You have to get strategic people in your corner. And you know what? I had called Cleta like on Thursday, and I said, yeah, this is where we're at. And she said, what are you doing? Well, are you working for it? You know, you got to do that. She said, you're not driving the right car anyway, because you are the leader of a Cadillac unit. And so you should be driving that Cadillac. So what are y'all doing? And I said, you're right. You're right. And so I just went live right away. I said, you guys, I just got called out like by one of my girlfriends and somebody that I would consider as a mentor. And I said, we have to do this. And so now it's happening. So that's what happened. You know what? We just had people, I'll tell you that we have got amazing unity within our Mary Kay family. We are a family. And so we can reach out to one another for different things. And so I think that the unity that we've created, we all know that it's not just a singular effort. It's through them rising up and helping other people rise up. And that's what I love about Mary Kay too, is that when we help other people rise up, then we rise up ourselves as well. Inadvertently, we're going to win. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So anyway, thank you everyone for your congratulations and your shout outs. And yeah, it was.
Well, we're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. And you know, a mark of a good leader is when someone calls you out and gives you a suggestion, you take it and you're like, I'm on it. And so here's the thing. After she called me, I got so excited for Janna. I'm like, no, Janna. I go, you got to do this because this is what you got to do. This is what you know. And she's like, and Janna is a deep personality. She's like, it's fine. I'm going to do it. Everything's going to be, you know. And so it's hard for Dee to like put it out there and ask for help. But it sure made a bigger win because everybody got involved. And Janna was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And like immediately she put it into action. And I'm telling you, I just loved watching your page and everything you did. And it was amazing to see your unit just rally with you. I knew they would because you have been a great leader to them all these years. And it's fun to have something to rally for, you know. And so congratulations again. And for those of you watching this video, just in case you have made it through this entire 60 minutes, if this is something you'd like to do and you're not a part of Mary Kay, please, like Laurie said, go back to the lady that asked you to watch the video, because if you really lasted this whole hour, you got to join us. That's all there is to it. So thank y'all, all the consultants, for calling in. I hope it'll inspire you to really think about what Mary Kay can do for you. And you may not have a list of 10 yet, but if you keep at it and you don't quit, your list is going to grow and grow. And you'll be one of the ones we feature on here talking, you know, when you finish your directorship or, you know, you won a car, and, you know, we can't wait to hear your story as well. So you guys, thank you so much for calling in, and I'm going to stop the recording.